So, good day, students. So, the previous lecture we discussed about introduction to errors in measurement, and we discussed the two types of errors. One is systematic error, and another one is random error. So, let's get deep into these two errors. So, first we will discuss about controllable errors or systematic errors. So, systematic errors are errors which occur in the measuring instrument. The reading which occurs in the measuring instrument is called as systematic errors. So there are different types of systematic errors, as you can see: calibration error, ambient conditions, stylus pressure, avoidable errors, experimental arrangements. So you see the figure to your right. Actually, there is a ruler there. So as you can see, the tip of the ruler is broken. So if you measure from that broken tip, you cannot actually determine whether the reading you have measured is correct or not. So these type of errors are occurring due to improper measuring instrument. So these type of errors are called as systematic errors. So first we'll discuss about calibration error. So calibration is checking the measuring instrument with the standard measuring instrument in order to determine its accuracy. So if it's not calibrated properly, then it leads to calibration error. So we see the figure here. Actually, the scale is giving us 2 kg. But, sorry, actually the scale is showing the value as 2.5 kg. But you are measuring a 2 kg measuring scale with that. You're measuring a 2 kg weight bar using a measuring instrument, but it's showing as 2.5 kgs. So what happens here is there is a error value of 0.5 kg in the measuring instrument. So what you have to do, you have to recalibrate the measuring instrument because there is error. So this is what I was explaining. So if there is a variation from the true value, actual capacity of the measuring devices, it should have shown it as 2 kg, but due to some error, it is showing it as 2.5 kilograms. So which means that you have to recalibrate the measuring instrument. There are other forms of calibration errors. So if you take a slip gauge, it's actually made of metal. And if you are not measuring it in a proper environmental condition, what happens? It tends to expand. So that may lead to some errors. So if you take instruments which rely on magnetic capacity, there may be some hysteresis effect. And also electronic devices tend to have some transmission errors. So these all errors come under calibration error. The next one is ambient conditions. So ambience means surrounding system. So surrounding region of your measuring instrument. So ambience determines the capacity of the measuring instrument. So if you are measuring it in a hot condition or a cold condition, what happens is that variation will be shown by the measuring instrument. So always you have to measure in proper ambient condition, closed room with proper ventilation and temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. So that is the most preferred ambient conditions for measuring values. So that has to be maintained properly in order to get proper measuring instrument. As you can see here, internationally agreed standard value of 18 to 20 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 760 mm of mercury. So that's the internationally recognized ambient condition for measuring. And also stylus pressure. Stylus pressure is nothing but contact pressure. If you take a dial gauge, it depends upon the contact pressure. If you are pressing it too hardly on the workpiece, what happens then? It automatically tends to vary. Take the case of your weight scale. You apply pressure with your fist. What happens? It tends to show more value. Same concept with the help of same concept can be related to dial gauge also. If you are applying too much pressure on the workpiece, what happens is that there may be some error in value because too much pressure is being applied. Hence, proper stylus pressure should be applied in order to get proper readings. So this is regarding the controllable or systematic errors. So systematic errors are errors which occur in the measuring instrument itself. So calibration error, ambient conditions, stylus pressure. So these all come under systematic errors. So I hope you understood this lecture. The next lecture we'll be discussing about avoidable errors or human errors. Thank you, students. We will see in the next lecture video.